Welcome everyone, this is Pineleaf and today I am going to give you a little tour of my build for Flouzemaker's Tiny House Challenge. Flouzemaker gave us a little challenge to make a build with an interior dimension of 3 by 5 where we're to have as many of the accoutrements as possible that are required in a base, such as an enchanting station, a brewing station, and of course things for cooking. Now here on the outside is how I decorate it because one of the ideas is that it look reasonably nice. And one of my requirements also is that will be fitting in with the rest of the builds that I'll be having in this area, since I built this as part of a larger world. Now when you look at this, you see that I make heavy use of spruce trap doors, and that acts as a shutter for this window right here, but it's mostly there to hide all the bookshelves. And Flouzemaker was expecting that there'll be a lot of people who will be doing things like that to hide bookshelves and furnaces so they don't get in the way here. We have a second window here that doesn't have a trap door over it, but it does have some light so that we could keep the mobs away. And that's the exterior. So now let's have a little look indoors. Here is the indoor area where we have our 3 by 5 area with our floor, 2 for the space for where you're for the walls, and then the ceiling is half above that. I'm using slabs up here for the ceiling in there. That way the ceiling is a little bit extra head height over there. Now, what we have over here are the various items that are required. First off, we have the requirement of having a full level 30 enchanting area, which is what we've got right here. We've got 14 of the books right here. And I had the last book with the furnaces, and that way I don't break the balance of the sides over here. Now, what I have in this area right here show you that it does actually have a full 30 levels. Let's take this axe here. I don't normally need a stone axe, but I figure something cheap to put into here. And you see, level 30, so it can go all the way up and have the full set of enchantments in there. On top of this, we are also required to have a brewing stand and of course the water source. So we have that right there. Now, currently in this particular world, I'm waiting until 1.16 before heading into the nether, so I haven't actually gotten anything which to actually brew with, but that will come in time, and when it does, I'll be all ready. And this barrel right here is for the purposes of having the brewing ingredients when I get around to doing that. I also have 5 other barrels here because we are required to have a minimum of 6 storage boxes, and I have 6 barrels here, so I meet that requirement in there. You need to have at least 3 furnaces here, one of each type. So here's the regular furnace, and we have the 2 standard furnaces, the new furnaces, the smoker, and the blast furnace. We have each of those, so we have that requirement in there. We have, of course, a bed because you're certainly not complete without a bed. Now, under the bed, I am hiding my light source. We have some glowstone here, and you say, wait a minute, did I just say I haven't gone into the nether yet? Yes, I haven't gone into the nether yet, but a friendly cleric, I believe it was able to trade some emeralds for some glowstone, so I've been using that as a light source. And it looks like I need to test out the bed. I've covered all the required items. Now let me go into some of the options that I did. Now I know that some of the builders had added a little garden in here, but right now with the door in here, I just feel like I'd be trampling into the garden, so I did not make a garden here, especially considering that I am at an area that has a large farm nearby, so it's certainly completely unnecessary from that point of view, because I'm actually planning on using this as part of this world here, which is probably something that's unlike some of the other people that they'll be doing here. Now, in this, what we have here, I've also added a cartographer's table, which is not one of the items that's required. And I also added an anvil because to me, an anvil is a major item that you will be wanting when you have any sort of base. So at least one anvil in there as soon as you've got enough iron in order to support that. And over here, I have a crafting table, and I am surprised that he did not include a crafting table in the required list, because if I were doing such a challenge, I would consider that to be required. But that is my entire setup here, and this is going to become my base of operations for a while in this world. It's nice, tiny, compact, and it has all sorts of nifty, useful gadgets that you could use in your world. If you're interested in making your own build for this challenge, then you could click on the link in the description below where you could check out Flouzemaker's challenge video in here. But the idea in short is to build a very small house that has as many of the accoutrements as possible and that looks reasonably nice. And that's it for today. Until next time, this is Pineleaf Noodles reminding you to build responsibly.